The Masterpact M circuit breaker was sold primarily to OEM equipment builders in the late 1990s to early 2000s, and the circuit breaker applications were primarily used in paralleling switchgear, generator switching, and UPS output breakers. The current production Masterpact NW circuit breaker design affords the Schneider Electric Services Organization to offer these customers a cost-effective means to modernize the protective device without the need to replace the switchgear. This ultimately extends the useful life of the existing asset.
Let me be clear, no. The Schneider Electric Services Group specializes in custom applications where we can upgrade and modernize both Schneider Electric products along with non-Schneider Electric OEM manufactured products. The upgrade of the M-Series breakers can enhance the reliability of the protection system with the optional benefit to enable the facility manager to employ the communications feature with the new trip unit to improve their energy management. This becomes critical as the cost of energy continues to rise and data centers are heavily dependent upon electricity as their primary energy source. Schneider Electric understands the importance of continuity of service in our customers' critical power applications. We're committed to providing transparent communications to help our customers understand and mitigate risks that may affect their system. It has been reported by some of our customers about the unexpected trip events involving the STR model electronic trip units. The following three conditions must exist for the unexpected trip events to potentially occur. First, the installation must have the STR trip units, series 18, 28, 38, and 58, that were built during or since 1999. Second, the service life of the installation must be at or greater than 7 years after being installed. And third, a low loading condition must exist where most of these events have been reported occurred during the power up and power down cycle of the trip unit, where the current loading on the breaker is less than 30% of the circuit breaker frame rating. In the absence of these three conditions, Schneider Electric has not had any reported issues and therefore no action is required.
Each facility manager has to evaluate the operation relative to reliability factors and operating costs. This version of the Masterpact breaker was placed into obsolescence in 2004. The Schneider Electric commitment for breaker support of 10 years is scheduled to end in 2014, and parts availability is being depleted. Therefore, Schneider Electric has engineered and developed a cost-effective means to upgrade the existing switchgear with the new version of the Masterpact breaker.
No, they do not. Since the evolution of the insulated frame breaker design that was pioneered by Schneider Electric, the Masterpact series of breakers has proven to be very reliable and dependable over the life cycle of installed applications. Schneider Electric is proactively advising those customers that there is now a solution for consideration. The application of the breaker, duty cycle, and operating environment all come into consideration as to whether the facility would have a need or desire to upgrade these breakers. For example, if I'm the facility engineering manager or the facility maintenance manager who is responsible for the electrical distribution system within a medium-sized data center facility, and I have the responsibility of the system, I realize that's of utmost importance, then I would consider the upgrade and I would enhance my system with the communications capability. The first option is the plug-and-play approach. An outage must be coordinated, the duration of which could be a total of 3 to 4 hours, where the actual removal of the existing M-Series circuit breaker occurs and the modification to the existing cradle takes place to accept the new Masterpact NW circuit breaker. This option only applies to the M-Series breakers that have a continuous current rating of 3,000 amps or less, and the existing circuit breaker has an interrupt rating of 85,000 amps interrupting or less. The second option, applicable to M-Series breakers of all ratings, would be a retrofill. Schneider Electric will require an initial outage to obtain critical internal dimensions within the non-Schneider OEM switchgear structure. The Schneider Electric engineers then design and assemble a kit of components to facilitate the retrofill process. A more extensive outage is then coordinated to remove the old circuit breaker, the cradle, and the Schneider Electric field service representative then installs the new Masterpact NW cell adapters, cradle, and breaker. And in the end user has a modern circuit breaker with enhanced features and, most importantly, peace of mind that the reliability of the system will remain intact for many, many years.